let's take a look at our top selections for Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at one of 3 graded stakes races at Santa Anita on Memorial Day Monday. Race number 8 is the Grade 1 Hollywood Gold Cup, $300,000 at 1.25 miles on the main track. Before we get to the analysis, head on over to drf.com/Memorial Day for DRF's Memorial Day sale, up to 50% off select handicapping items. Here's the field for the Grade 1 Hollywood Gold Cup, and in many ways Express Train on the outside is the horse to beat. This horse just missed in the big cap, 2 starts back at this distance. Solid enough try last time out in the Oaklawn handicap behind a very hot horse, adaptable from any kind of pace scenario, which takes us to the Timeform US pace projector. And I think the pace will be fair. Don't think it'll be blazing. Don't think it'll be dawdling. Horses like Rushy, who's been close to the pace in the past, should be up close. I agree, though, that Brown Storm probably makes the running. He's looking for his first win in North America, but he does have good early speed and I think a little bit of stamina. Maybe if he's able to back down the pace, it gives him a slight edge at a big price. This race also features the rematch between Royal Ship and Country Grammar, who ran 1-2 in the race we're going to take a look at right now. The Californian last month going 1 1/8 miles. Now, Royal Ship had the benefit of a prep coming in, while this was Country Grammar's first start since last summer's Travers. You see Royal Ship on the outside gradually wear down Country Grammar. The big story of the race was the Beyer speed figure. 108 Beyer for both horses, kind of an outlier. These horses had never shown that kind of ability in the past, but if that's what they are now, they are strong contenders in the Hollywood Gold Cup to be sure. Royal Ship, I think, is going to sit behind the pace. Should be a little faster this time around, but can save valuable ground under Mike Smith. And both of his dirt races on the main track are solid since coming in from Brazil. As for Country Grammar, the feeling was when Chad Brown had him as a 2- and 3-year-old that he was going to be a late developing horse that needed more distance. So here he is at 4 now, has a race under his belt, gets a chance to stretch out to 1.25 miles. I think they're going to opt for the rating tactics that have worked well for him in the past, as in races like the Peter Pan. They might have gotten a bargain, Windstar Farm, when they bought this horse at public auction over the fall for $110,000. I think Country Grammar, now in the Baffert barn, has the ability to run back to that last race. I still think there's some upside here, and the distance should be right up his alley. Brown Storm does have speed. He was 4th in the Gold Cup at Santa Anita, his last race on dirt. That was way back in 2020. He was in against a tough field. Boy Improbable was in good form at that point in time. Came back to win 2 more Grade 1s, I believe, and then 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Brown Storm last couple races on turf. Perhaps prepping for this. He should be fit in his 3rd start of the form cycle. I think Michael McCarthy's going to let him roll out of the gate. Haywood's Beach is the number 4. This horse is stepping up in class off of a victory against optional claimers, and he looked good in that race, popping a 99 Beyer speed figure, able to stay close to a pretty fast pace, and they're just better than those horses in the lane. It looks like he's in good form. He's a lightly raced enough 4-year-old that maybe just figuring the game out right now, and that race was at 1 1/8 miles. I think the longer the better for him. Has a little bit of tactical speed. But stepping up in class here, he's going to have to prove himself against these sort of horses. I've always liked Rushy. I've always thought he was a solid horse. I question him a little bit at the 1.25 miles distance. Let's watch Rushy's effort in the Oaklawn Mile, however, last time out. His first start since the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and he was able to stay close to a moderate pace, and that's a nice horse that runs him down. By my standards, I think has the potential to be one of the better handicap horses in the country in 2021. He's going to run in the Steve Sexton Mile on Memorial Day at Lone Star. Rushy ran very well here, and maybe he is beginning to live up to his potential. He was 3rd in the Santa Anita Derby as a 3-year-old. He won the Pat Day Mile. The Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile was a very tough spot off of a long layoff. This is a horse with his tactical speed. Should be right in the thick of things turning for home. It'll just be interesting to see how far he wants to go. 235 was claimed by Doug O'Neill out of his last race and takes a big step in class. He won 450 last time out, but really questionable field. Dr. Troutman's kind of a starter allowance horse. He finished 3rd that day. He would come back to run 2nd in a starter allowance with a Beyer in the 80s. Needs to improve, has tactical speed. Let's watch Express Train's 3rd in the Oaklawn Handicap last time out. He ran fine. Maybe he underperformed just a little bit, shipping halfway across the country after his gut-busting runner-up effort to the now sidelined Idol in the Big Cap. He was okay to run 3rd in here. He runs very consistent Beyer speed figures. And John Sheriff just looks like he's gotten him healthy, which I think was always the problem with 2 and 3, getting a string of races into Express Train. Express Train, I think, can get the 1.25 miles. He's very consistent from a Beyer's speed figure standpoint. You pretty much know you're going to get with him. It's going to be a Beyer in the high 90s, low 100s, while the 2 horses down to the inside, they just pop that big figure. You still have to wonder, are those horses really those horses? We take a look at my top pick for the race. I think Country Grammar might be that type of horse. 108 Beyer speed figure last time out in the Californian. Second start of the form cycle. Think he sits off the pace and lets others do the dirty work early. I'm going to go with him in the Hollywood Gold Cup. Good luck.